Hello, beautiful ladies. It is Self Care Sunday, my favorite. Honestly, though, I really don't do my self care on Sundays very much. I usually spend time with family because they work throughout the week, and so it just works out a little bit better in that sense. But I do usually plan my weeks on Sundays, prep myself, kind of take my day to kind of relax. But as far as like the specific self care, I don't really do that on Sundays. I make sure I'm doing that every single day, even if it's only for 10 minutes, because that's what keeps me going throughout the week versus having just one day dedicated to that. And I know as moms, we don't usually have a full day to be able to do anything, let alone spend a whole bunch of time on ourselves. If you can, awesome, amazing. I'm so happy for you, but most of us realistically just cannot do that. So, aside from that, as you probably saw from the title already, I want you to open yourself up to what you deserve in life. So that is different for everyone. I am fully aware of this. And as I speak about this, I don't want you to ever think that I'm judging you. I don't want you to ever think that I think you should believe in something, or maybe you're not a spiritual person. I am a spiritual person. I always have been, and I probably always will be. And I mean that in like the broadest sense. So I'm not saying you have to believe in one specific religion or anything like that. You don't have to be religious. You can just be spiritual. I think I'm a little bit of both. But if you're not spiritual for any reason, you're probably not going to like this podcast, and you definitely won't like this episode. So I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit about my story that has brought me to this decision to make this specific podcast. So I quit my job of like 4 years in December, this last December. So that was like a month ago, right? Because it's January. And I was so scared. I was fucking terrified to quit my job because it was something that I knew that I was good at. It was something that was bringing a consistent income in for my family. And so, yeah, of course I was scared to leave it, like most of us would be. I was like, there's a couple extra $100 every 2 weeks that I'm missing out on now because I was only working like 1 day a week. But it was no longer going to be in my account every week, and that was kind of scary for me. But I knew it wasn't right. I knew that something was off. I needed to let go of that job because it was a part of a chapter in my life that was no longer serving me. Like, I was done with that chapter. I needed to close it and move on to something else. And I had already started getting into that new chapter of my life anyways with, my new businesses, my, like, all these other things that I was wanting to do. But that just wasn't really aligning with my goals and with my mission. So I did it anyways. I quit my job completely. Like, a year ago, I had stepped down from a management position, which was a very good full-time income, which was crazy. And that was scary too. I ended up doing that, but I couldn't completely let go. And I knew that that was what I needed to do. So I kind of want to explain how I got to that point and how I knew. Now, this is going to differ for everyone, but how I knew I needed to step away, what was like smacking me in the face, and like what relief it's given me, and how to be okay with letting it go versus like being stressed about it. I'd have those moments. I would have those moments of like, oh my gosh, that income's not there anymore. Like, we're one income and that's it. So what I had done is I spoke to whatever you want to call it, God, the universe, whatever. And I spoke and I was just like, okay, I need help. Like, I know that something is not right. I know this is that general something that isn't right in my life that I need to let go of. Like, you're throwing these little pebbles at me and you're throwing these little pebbles, and now those little pebbles have turned into boulders, and I'm like fully aware of what's going on. And I know I need to let it go, but I'm scared. And just talking to them and letting them know, like, hey, I'm fucking terrified. Like, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? Should I not? Like, I knew the answer. I don't know why I was asking for clarification, because it was like clarification after, like, it was blatantly obvious at this point, right? But I still kept asking. Like, oh, should I? And I was even asking my husband. He was like, Brittany, do I need to record my voice telling you that you just should quit your job? Like, he had told me 4 months prior to me actually quitting, like, just quit. And I didn't listen because I was scared. And Anyways, I gave up control. I surrendered. And I know for most people, surrendering is like it's weakness. You know, some people think of that as weakness or giving up or quitting or whatever. And I don't see it like that anymore. I used to, for sure. So I totally get where your headspace is on that. But surrender for me is I'm leaving it to you, to someone else. I'm leaving it not to like a physical person necessarily, but I'm leaving it to my destiny. I'm leaving it to the universe. I'm leaving it to God. I am leaving it at their feet and letting them handle it. Like, I am no longer stressing about things that are out of my control. Am I still showing up every day for myself? Absolutely. Am I still, putting in the work and the time and the energy into my businesses and the things that I want to grow in, like to grow? Absolutely. Of course. I'm still doing my part on that, because I can ask the universe to give me all of these things, but if I'm not willing to work for it, it's not going to do shit for me. So I just was like, here you go, bitch. Take it. I'm done with it. I need help. And I just laid it at their feet. And doing that brought me so much peace first. Like, I felt like a weight had been lifted off of my chest. I feel like as women, especially mothers, we tend to carry a lot of weight. Because we're focused on, okay, I have to take care of me. Plus I have to take care of these, however many kids you have, and your partner, if you have a partner. I don't know everyone's situation, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. Don't stress about how it will happen. Just know that it will happen and that it is inevitable for your success, and then just show up like it's already happening. Before I could be completely okay with surrendering to this, person or, the universe, God, whatever you want to say, before I was okay with doing that and taking the stress off of myself, I had to know that I deserved better. 100%. Like, I had to believe it. I couldn't just be like, yep, I deserve better. I'm saying these affirmations every day and I deserve better. I had to, in my soul, believe that I actually deserved better and that other opportunities were going to come to me no matter what. Like, that God was going to take care of me. He's going to put whatever in my path that I need at the moment, whether it's hard times and to grow through those and build up strength, or if it's something that's positive and maybe it's just a money opportunity that I didn't even expect and it's going to come out of nowhere. And that's exactly what happened to me. So knowing you deserve more, because you fucking do. And I wasn't really going to talk specifically about the job that had popped up for me, but I feel like maybe I should, just because this has helped me so much. And if you want a really good book that does kind of help break things down for you and help you believe that you can manifest whatever you want, whether it's money, time, energy, whatever, I feel like it all kind of blends together, is Rich as Fuck. That book is really, really good if you haven't read it already. I usually try to mention 1 or 2 books that I've read that's really guided me and helped me to kind of come to this realization, if that makes sense, because I don't know everything. I'm learning from these people around me and these resources that I have available to me. I'll be super quick about this job just in case you're not really interested in it. But all of a sudden I had an old family friend that I hadn't really talked to very much. It was like an on and off random convo here and there, but for the most part we didn't really talk super consistently. And then all of a sudden, one day she was like, hey, like, do you know anyone that would be willing to do this job? And I was like, me, duh. And it's a certain age criteria, and there is, certain, like, things you have to do, but I won't go into detail exactly what it is, but it was a job that was paying me, like, more than I have ever been paid at any job ever. Like, let me just say that. And because I don't want to go into detail because I don't know if I can. And literally all I do is I drive. Like, I go into places and I do actually physically do something, but for the most part, I literally drive around. I have my own company. Yes, I'm around a lot of people, different people, and sometimes not the most positive energies, which is something that I'm not a huge fan of, but most of the time it is usually positive. There's a rare occasion where it's negative. And so, like, I do sage myself before I come into my home, because I want to leave that energy at the door, come in and feel relaxed and refreshed. And I'm on like high alert just because of where I'm going and stuff. But for the most part, like, it's really simple. It's really easy. I get paid within 24 hours of doing the job, and I don't have to wait 2 weeks to get paid, whatever. It's insane. And I love driving. I love listening to podcasts and music and stuff. So that is just right up my alley. I don't have to deal with other employees or anything. Like, it's just amazing. So that really aligned with what I wanted and what I needed at the time. And I don't know how long I'll be doing it. I don't know anything like that. It could just stop like tomorrow. But it's the fact that I had done all this work, and I had realized I deserve more, and realized that opportunities were going to pop up for me when I needed them. They were going to pour in, and I didn't have to do anything for those extra opportunities. I just needed to show up every day for myself, for my family, and for my businesses. And that was it. Like, I just needed to keep working on my dreams, continue on this path, and continue on my mission of what I want to do, which is help other moms, make more money and just be the best version of themselves and learn to take care of themselves, and continue on that and doing everything that I feel like aligns with that, and getting rid of anything that does not. And God will take care of me. Like, that was, once I realized that and really came to terms with that, I felt more powerful than I had ever felt. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I never want anyone to feel like I'm pushing any sort of religion or spirituality, practice or anything onto them ever. I'm just speaking from my personal experience and what I believe in. And I won't even go into that, what I believe in, but I just want you to take this message and pour it into what you resonate with best. I just really appreciate you listening. I really hope that something in here just drives you to go after what you want. That's my main reason for doing this podcast. I don't know everything, and I feel like that I say that every podcast, but it's true. I don't know everything, and I don't want anyone to think that I do, or that I'm trying to make anyone do anything that they're not comfortable with. I'm just here for a little bit of guidance from someone that's maybe not as experienced as a lot of these bigger podcasters or, YouTubers or gurus or whatever. I just want to be here as like a friend. If you don't have the family or the friends around you that think the same way or you're able to connect with on a personal level, I want to be that for you. So, and I want to help you realize what you're worth. That's my main mission. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope your week and your life and your year, 2022, here we fucking come, bitch. I hope it is filled with love and positivity and abundance of all sorts. So I love you. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great week.